think a lot of people were very excited to potentially get their hands on the Steam machine very soon, but it might not be coming as soon as many people have hoped, though Valve says it is trying to hit a 2026 release, just based on how all the various components and the crazy prices for GPUs are shaking out. Is probably like the worst time to create a product like this. So let's go over to PC Gamer and Andy Chalk, who writes, Valve nixes less confident Steam machine language, recommits to 2026 release. Valve has edited the blog post that kicked off speculation when he purchased the. Okay, that's part of PC Gamer. All right, so original story. The new hardware lineup revealed Valve in 2025. The Steam controller, Steam Frame VR headset, and Steam Machine made quite a first impression. The Steam Machine in particular came off as a streamlined, simple, and very capable, a significant evolution over Valve's early Steam Machine that had the potential to finally bring living room PC gaming into the mainstream. Just two big questions remained: how much and when? The question is muddled by one big thing: the RAM apocalypse, brought by the headlong pursuit of AI, which has caused supply shortages and skyrocketing prices on memory, SSDs, and GPUs. It's a chaotic state of affairs, and the uncertainty has caused may mean a longer wait for the new Steam Machine kit than we expected. As recently as early February, Valve said that all three products were expected to launch in the first half of this year, but now 2026 as a whole is starting to feel shaky. We hope to ship in 2026, but we shared recently memory and storage shortages have created challenges for us, Valve wrote in 2025 year in review. We'll share updates publicly when we finalize our plans. That linked post says Valve has expected to have prices and release dates nailed down by now, but the memory storage shortage you've likely heard about across the industry have rapidly increased since then. The limited availability and growing prices of these critical components mean we must revisit our exact shipping schedule and pricing, especially around Steam Machine and Steam Frame. At this time, the plan to launch in the first half of 2026 has not changed, Valve added, but we have work to do to land on a concrete pricing and launch date that we can confidently announce, being mindful of how quickly the circumstances around both of those things can change. Even if Valve is able to source the components it needs to build Steam machines in quantities sufficient to meet demands, and that's a big if, the costs are a real issue. Steam machines will be more expensive than the consoles because Valve has previously said it won't subsidize the price like Sony and Microsoft do with the PlayStation and Xbox, but it at least needs them to be in the same ballpark if it wants a shot at widespread adoption. So, the update as of March 7th. In a statement to The Verge, Valve has committed to a 2026 release window for the Steam Machine, Steam Frame, and Steam Controller. It also edited the initial blog post and made it seem like a delay was likely. So going over there to Valve quickly updates its own Steam Machine update, recommitting to a 2026 launch despite AI woes. Nothing's really changed on our end. This is by Ted Lynchfield. A recent blog post from Valve made it sound like the launch could slip into 2027. As reported by The Verge, Valve has responded to confusion about its release schedule for the Steam Frame controller and machine, reaffirming that devices will come out in 2026. Despite the AI-driven squeeze on PC hardware, Valve's 2025 year in review post initially made it sound like 2027 could be delayed till then, was in the cards for much anticipated new tech. Valve communications lead Casey Atchison Boyle told The Verge that nothing has really changed on our end, while the year in review post at the heart of the story has been updated to have a more definitive, confident language about 2026 release window for the hardware. Original wording: we hope to ship in 2026, but we shared recently memory shortages have created challenges for us. We'll share updates publicly when we finalize our plans. Updated wording: we shared recently that there have been challenges with memory storage shortages, but we will be shipping all three products this year. More updates will be shared as we finalize our plans. I'm hoping Valve can deliver. The Steam Machine feels like a godsend in the current dog-eat-dog PC hardware space, and one where some analysts are predicting the end of entry-level machines altogether. But it's not unreasonable to fear that the Steam Machine could fall prey to the very trends that make it so attractive. The AI data center driven Rampapocalypse feels like the Grim Reaper knocking on our hobby's door. In addition to Steam Machines, a revival of Valve's console PC hybrid idea from the early 2010s, Valve is revising the Steam controller with a more deck-like adjacent design and also offering the Steam Frame a wireless VR headset to finally compete with Meta's offering. So, still no definitive word, but it does seem like they're at least confident they're going to have it out. What we really need now is a price point, because that, I think, is going to make or break it. Like, if it's delayed, but at $500, $600, okay, we can talk about this potentially being a thing that a lot of people buy. But if it's more in the $1,000 range and you're trying to scrape off a bit from the console market, I think that's going to be a much more difficult sell. And the fact that Valve hasn't really come out with a price yet makes me more and more nervous that it's going to be in that crazy price range of like 1,000, maybe in like $1,200. So would you buy a Steam Machine if it's that much, or do you want it to be more priced towards a console? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, please subscribe. We have new videos coming out all the time here on the channel. Also check out the main channel where you get everything, where we do video essays and video game reviews, and our other channels, which include Wiki Get Sports, where we cover sports news, Better Radio, where we have all of our podcasts, and our newest channel, History is Wicked, where we cover cryptids, urban legends, and weird history stories. Again, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next one.